Warning: this video contains themes of a sexual nature and bad language throughout.
I used to work at a fast food place. I mostly spent my time chilling out and being a menace there. Well, if you're in my chat, you're definitely a menace. The first story I have from there is the time where I accidentally showed up drunk. So I was closing shift on a Saturday night. One of the assistant managers was having a party at their flat, and my general manager decided we should gatecrash after we all finished closing. So the five of us finished closing. I had gone and picked up alcohol and mixers on my break, and we all rocked up to the manager's flat without telling him that we were there. He was very surprised, but not unhappy. We had a good time, and one of the co-workers who lived down the road was letting me and another co-worker crash in his living room. Around 4 a.m., he supervised this straggler down the hill and attempted to get us to drink a fancy milk tea to sober us up. We, of course, spiked the tea with whiskey and made it absolutely disgusting.
Fucking
I tried
legend.
to go to sleep. Yeah.
Done.
Tried to go to sleep and had to keep going to the bathroom to throw up while his feral cat supervised me. She was adopted as a feral cat, not just being me, in brackets. I had work at 8:30 as the opening shift. I Ubered there, thinking very seedy that I was just hungover. Passed out on the steps outside of work and woke up to a different manager and co-worker standing over me, asking if I'd slept there night because there would have been on branding for me, mildly insulting. Bearing this in mind, this was my first open shift I've ever done. I spent 10 minutes staggering around not knowing what I was doing. Decided I needed to chug some water to sober me up. Wrong idea, because when I scampered off to the bathroom to throw up again, I came out with my manager had clocked me out, thank God. I was only clocked in for 7 minutes, and I called my dad to come pick me up, and I laid back down on the steps where I apparently was for 30 minutes. My co-workers kept checking throughout the window to make sure that I was alive. That was the first and only time I had to do an opening shift.
Let's run through this, right? So they finished their shift on a Saturday night. One of the assistant managers was having a party. They bought drink and mixers. That's always a nice gesture for a party. You've made the party better. The manager did not ask you to leave. A co-worker was letting you stay around their house.
Oh.
You went back at 4 a.m. You drank fancy milk with whiskey. You then decided to evacuate your stomach lining to sober up. You then had to go to work at 8:30. You did the correct thing and didn't drive. You got an Uber. You then passed out outside. I mean, I have been drunk before and not been able to get a key in a door. Or a dick in a hole. I mean, one of the two.
Dick in a hole.
So, fair play. You've taken a little perch on some steps. I feel the only sin is maybe not doing all the work that you might have been meant to do. But I've turned up hungover, and I used to work on checkouts in the supermarket, and they had to keep getting me off the checkout so that I could go and chunder and then come back. After about the fourth time, they sent me home, which was lovely. Just to put my neck on there and say, on the sin scale, it's a 2 or a 3 out of 10, with 10 being the highest. I think Jesus can forgive.
I think a few sort of Hail Marys and never touch the stuff.
We will bring the candle, and we'll send the candle wishes and forgiveness.